Queen Elizabeth II's body has left Balmoral Castle. On Sunday, the official royal family Twitter account shared the news. Her Majesty the Queen's coffin has left Balmoral. Accompanied by the Princess Royal and Sir Tim Lawrence, the cortege will travel to the Palace of Holyrood House. The wreath on the coffin features dahlias, sweet peas, phlox, white heather and pine fir from the Balmoral estate, the tweet read. The announcement came with a photo that showed the Queen's casket sitting in the back of a hearse, draped with a flag and a wreath. According to the tweet, the Queen's daughter, Princess Anne, and her husband Tim Lawrence were in the car behind it. Her Majesty's coffin travelled to Edinburgh and arrived at the Palace of Holyrood House, where it will rest in the throne room until Monday afternoon. Monday will consist of a procession formed on the forecourt of the Palace of Holyrood House to convey the coffin to St Giles Cathedral, Edinburgh. King Charles III and members of the royal family will then take part in the procession and attend a service in St Giles Cathedral to receive the coffin. The Queen's coffin will then lie at rest in St Giles Cathedral, guarded by vigils from the Royal Company of Archers, to allow the people of Scotland to pay their respects. The coffin will then travel on Tuesday from Scotland by Royal Air Force aircraft from Edinburgh Airport, arriving at RAF Northolt later that evening. The coffin will be accompanied on the journey by the Princess Royal. The Queen's coffin will then be conveyed to Buckingham Palace by road, to rest in the ballroom. On Wednesday afternoon, the coffin will be borne in procession on a gun carriage of the King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery from Buckingham Palace to the Palace of Westminster, where the Queen will lie in state in Westminster Hall until the morning of the state funeral. The procession will travel via Queen's Gardens, the Mall, Horse Guards, and Horse Guards Arch, Whitehall, Parliament Street, Parliament Square, and New Palace Yard. After the coffin arrives at Westminster Hall, the Archbishop of Canterbury will conduct a short service assisted by the Very Reverend Dr. David Hoyle, Dean of Westminster, and attended by the King and members of the royal family, after which the lying in state will begin. On the morning of Monday, September 19th, the lying in state will end and the coffin will be taken in procession from the Palace of Westminster to Westminster Abbey, where the state funeral service will take place. Following the state funeral, the coffin will travel in procession from Westminster Abbey to Wellington Arch. From Wellington Arch, the coffin will travel to Windsor, and once there, the state hearse will travel in procession to St George's Chapel, Windsor Castle via the Long Walk. A committal service will then take place in St George's Chapel. The Queen died on Thursday at the age of 96, in her home of Balmoral Castle, surrounded by close family. King Charles delivers first speech after Queen Elizabeth's death. This video is unavailable because we were unable to load a message from our sponsors. If you are using ad blocking software, please disable it and reload the page.